What's going on, my dudes? Chen's Leo11 here, and welcome back to another episode in the A to Z series. Today, we got a little bit of a supporty mid laner. We got Galio. I think he's a really good champion to pick up if you're learning mid. He will teach you how to roam. That's all Galio's about, is to shove your lane and roam. So this will be a Galio guide for beginners. We're going to be showing you how to play Galio mid for beginners. So we are going to be going through the abilities, the runes, and the build as always. And if you are new to the channel, new to the series, slap a subscribe, because we are going through every single champion in League of Legends. So I think this is like episode 32 or something like that. So we are getting our way through. And Galio is one of my champions that I play quite often. So this will be a pretty fun game. This was a pretty good game. A little bit of shenanigans starting off level 1, leading to a early kill on the enemy for the enemy team, plus an early kill for us as well, which is going to help us snowball. But I would have thrown the runes and the the build up on the screen. But for the runes, as we'll just watch what's going on here. We're just going on to the as you'll realize, maybe it's probably better to just pick off the gangplank. We get our passive there, which we will explain in a moment. Yes, the Pantheon managed to get a kill and we get an assist, which is good. So yes, so you take Aftershock on Galio, and you take a lot of defensive kind of runes, and that helps you be a little bit more tanky. Because Galio is all about his team play, all about his setup, his roam. So you kind of don't need as much damage. Galio still ends up doing a lot of damage, but it's more about the CC you provide for your team and the setup. And of course, you do some damage as well, as I mentioned. So we're going to start off with Galio's passive. So this brand here, interesting, just ignites me straight away. I was thinking to myself, what the hell is going on here? So we managed to hit level 2 first, even though we were late to lane, which is quite interesting because we shoved the lane nice and well. Okay, so that was the passive right there. So the passive is called Colossal Smash, and basically so the cooldown is, so if you follow my cursor here, it's over here. So the cooldown, you can see, the next auto attack when it's on cooldown, Galio smashes the ground and does like AoE damage. So I'll use it on this minion here. Bang. So if 3 minions are nice and low and you time it correctly, you can, AoE all 3 minions down. Galio can, just quick aside, Galio can also be played support if you like. If you want to play him support, just be careful when you play him support, because that AoE will proc your support items. Which makes it kind of hard to hit the cannon. But that's not important for this video. Just as you saw there, the smash does extra damage. It scales with your... it actually scales with your magic resist, right? Which is quite unique. So we're going to have a look, try and help this jungler out here. So you can see all the scaling there. But basically, it's a very simple... we'll flash over the wall from the set. Get the nice W in, try and get him in. Unfortunately, we die. The Kane dies, and we're going to have to try and bail here. Let's see if we can get out. Can't quite remember. Yeah, we get stunned. I think we're going to get done. Oh, no, that's right. Nice flash into the blast going to get out. So yeah, as I was explaining, the passive, right? So it's a super good ability for wave clear. It's good in your fights. If you want to try and time your passive with your all-in or your trade, so you can go in with your E, knock them up, and then you hit them on, you do the AoE auto attack, because it does extra damage, right? TP back into the mid lane, try and catch some of this wave. Unfortunately, we didn't TP with full health, but it's not going to matter too much. Set is still lurking. So the next ability we're going to go through is that ability I just used there. It's his Q, and it's called Winds of War. So basically, Galio casts out these... I want to try and show you the arc. It's like an arc, and you can... So there, see that ability just there? And it creates this zone on the ground that does damage, like it ticks damage. And also, you want to make sure you understand that the initial burst, like where you place the Q, does the most damage, but it also does damage on the way through. So see those two, like tornado, as they arc in? I'm going to go nice kill onto the brand here. Beautiful. So that's the combo there. You can E knock them up, taunt them with your W, and then make sure you get that ground slam. Drop the Q as well on the top. So that Q comes around and does damage, okay? Very simple ability. It's something you're going to get once you play a few games, you understand the feeling of it. But it's a good source of wave clear. It'll help you CS if you're getting core, like if you're behind in a lane and you're struggling. you can use it to CS. So you use those, the initial like spot of the Q does the most damage. So yeah, so they converge obviously, and the converging tornadoes do damage on the way through. So now that ability scales with ability power, and it scales with their max health. Okay, so it does a lot of damage to tanks as well. There was a time where they buffed the AP ratio of that ability so much that it was absolutely disgusting. So you can see there, get the nice E. So land the Q. We're just trading auto attacks. We get stunned there, so we can't finish. But oh my god, all that burn damage. If you remember from the brand episode we did, it's insane. But yeah, Galio is a very easy champion to play in my opinion. So I recommend to pick him up if you're new to mid lane, because he's very safe because of all the tankiness he has. It means it's very hard to get punished, and the best way to it's not like a carry damage role. It's a supportive role. And what I mean by that is you want to try and get to the side lanes and help your other laners out. So that's exactly what we're going to try and do here. We're going to try and push to bot and see if we can help out the our AD carry who's getting shoved in by their mid laner as well. And I want to point out that I did manage to pick up a revolver, because the first item you want to go on Galio when you're playing him mid, that is Proto Belt. And then you want to usually get a Merc Tread second. I would have put it up on the screen. The reason you want to go Merc Treads second is a lot to do with the tenacity it provides, and also remember that your passive scales with magic resist. So it's good to build a little bit of magic resist, because for the most part you're building full damage when you play Galio Mid, but that does not mean you're not tanky, which is why I really like Galio Mid, and it's a good champion to play if you just want to chill, like you don't really want to play like a squishy, like mechanical difficult champion. You just play Galio. It's a very popular pick, very good in the pro scene, because it's very consistent. Has a lot of CC. CC, in my opinion, is the best thing in League of Legends. A team that's very far, but look at that. So the knock up into the taunt, the set is locked up here. That's a disgusting shield from the set. I think he's going to get away as well. But, as I was saying, the CC, that's that nice passive. And there's the Q. I missed my knock up, unfortunately, on the brand. And he's going to get the stun. Does he kill me? He kills me. That's okay. As I say with all these videos, the gameplay isn't super important. It's just there to be a guide so when I can explain everything properly. And hopefully we have a little bit of fun in some of these games. Have a look what's going on bot lane. Oh, flash onto the Ezreal there from the... Let's have a look what happened there. No, they can't quite finish it. So we're going to have a look in mid lane again. So that's his Q. I know I explained it long-winded, but that's essentially all it is. Very simple. The next ability is W, Shield of Durant. So basically, when you learn Shield of Durant, like when you level it up, it comes with a passive. And it's your second point you're going to take. So you want to go Q first, W second, then you take E. It's also your second max after your Q, your W. So after not taking damage for like 12 seconds, you see that little purple shield. We get a magic resist shield. Not magic resist. You get a magic damage shield. So again, it's Galio, his theme and his champion identity is an anti-mage. So that's why you play mid. Also because of his roam potential. He's good mid, obviously, because you have access to top and bot with your ultimate, which we'll get through in a moment. But most important, he's good against mages that deal magic damage. So Brand he's also immobile, so I can get on top of him. So it's a kind of a really good matchup for me in this game. So I thought I'd show you a good example of that. So again, there's the Q. I don't know if I mentioned the Q after it stays on the ground, it still does damage. It ticks damage. I think I did mention that. But that's the passive on the W. The second part of the W, which is the active, is you push it and you start to generate a circle around you. As you like bolster up and you gain, you slow yourself and you gain magic damage reduction. Here's a big ultimate coming in. Let's have a look. So we get a nice ulti in, secure a couple kills for our team. So before I mention the W, I just want to explain something here. That's Galio's bread and butter. Roaming to the side lane with your ultimate and securing kills, getting objectives pushed, getting dragons. Galio is extremely good, and if you're new to the game, this might be. You're not sure what this means, but Galio is extremely good at getting mid lane priority. And what that means is you can shove mid in, and you can be first to react to the map, so to the dragon or to the Rift Herald. So in this case, we sack a little bit of CS to roam bottom to get the double kill for our team there, but then we get the dragon, so it's definitely worth for us. We lose a plate. We ended up getting a plate ourselves at some point, so it's okay. So when you play Galio, your CS numbers when you start out might be a little low, but that's okay. So that was the W just there. Those two, that circle comes out. And people trapped in that circle, once you release your W, because when you play on Smart Cast, you hold it down, and then you let it go, as we flash out of that brand damage. Holy shit, that's busted. So you push it, and it charges up, and the ring around you expands up to a max size. And then once you let go, any champions inside that ring are taunted. And taunted means they'll start attacking you with auto attacks. So for a mage, so think about the brand here. A mage doesn't just want to be standing throwing auto attacks. That's terrible. He wants to be casting spells. So it's super good. It's almost like stunning like a mage like that. So it's super, super good. Plus it gives you magic resist. So you can use it to like soak up some damage. And then once you release your W, you gain the resists again. So you recast and you get that damage reduction again. So the longer you hold your W, the more like the taunt duration increases, okay? Or the slow increases and the taunt duration increases. And the damage it does, it also does some damage, it also increases. So if you can, you want to try and hold it as long as possible. But sometimes you can, like, if there's a key target that you just want to quickly CC, you can flash on top of them. Here we go. So we get the... So there's the W there. See how he's taunted? He can't move. Unfortunately, we get collapsed on by the jungler. We die. Really good TP from the Mordekaiser, paying attention to the map to react quickly so we can get these 2 kills. So I don't die in vain, but that's okay. Not the cleanest game on Galio, but Galio is like playing mid lane support. I really think he's a good champion to play. Super simple too. So that's the W. Honestly, it's very simple. You push it down, you hold, you charge up, you slow yourself for a little bit because you're trying to like you like shielding up, and you take what's it called? You take you get magic resist, and then you use you let go of the W. It's hard to explain because it's like a hold and let go ability. You let it go, and you taunt everyone around you. And if your taunt, like if your charge up gets cancelled, it'll just automatically go off at whatever size it was. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So that's the W. Bit of a long-winded explanation, but I want to go through it so you guys understand what's going on. So the next ability, as we finish our proto build there on that last back, which is super good. Plus we pick up our Merc Treads, which I said we were going to go for. So there's the taunt there. So we taunt him. And the taunt is excellent because it allows you to land your passive auto attack. So Brand flashes forward here. We get a nice Q on him. So he's getting pretty low here. Just waiting for my cooldowns. But he just comes up. We knock him up. Auto. I just need to land this Q. Can I? I'm going to choke the Q, aren't I? Oh, choke the Q. So the Q can actually go a lot further range than that. So the Q, you can kind of like move it around. If you don't play with Smart Cast, you can see how far you can cast it. A bit unfortunate there. We didn't get the kill, but that's okay. We force him out of lane. We shove it under. We might be able to get a plate here because you do take... let's have a look here. So we're going to get this plate. Beautiful. Nice. We get another tower plate. So now immediately we're looking to see if we can maybe help out our top laner because our ultimate's off cooldown so we can use it. So constantly want to be shoving in the lane when you're playing Galio and roaming, having a look around. Fortunately for us, the Mordekaiser gets the kill. So we're just going to see this a Rift Herald under the tower. We take a couple tower shots because we're diarrhea at the game. And beautiful, we get another tower. So that's the goal when you're playing Galio, is to kind of piece your own lane. It's that roaming style mid laner. You're there for pressure and tempo. You're not trying to snowball off your opponent. Although if you do get a couple kills and can snowball off them, it makes your job a lot easier because you do a lot more damage and you become more tanky, obviously. So we're going to TP into the mid lane here. Get a nice auto attack off with the passive. So the reason, another big reason why you take the proto belt on Galio is for that wave clear. You notice straight away, clear that wave and immediately start to look bot lane. And we got to get good ulti off here. Bang, we get a knock up on the Blitzcrank. Do we get anything from it? Our Pantheon gets pulled under tower. We land a nice Q. Unfortunately, we can't quite get anything from that, but pressure is king, right? We're just putting a lot of pressure on this bot lane. And that's what you want to be doing on Galio. Okay, so the next ability I want to explain is called Justice Punch. So basically, Galio steps backwards, and then he charges forward. And then if he hits any enemy champions, he knocks them into the air. That's all it does. It does magic damage. Hang on, let's see if I use it here. Throw a nice Q over the wall. Let's keep watching here. Trying to get around. So there was the Justice Punch there. So I E'd forward. When you don't hit anything, it's just... If you don't hit anything with your E, it's still just a really good repositioning tool. As we're going to Proto Belt and clap the Ezreal with our Q. So pinching kills all over the map. And this pressure bot lane, what has it allowed us to do? Well, it's allowed us to get another dragon, which is extremely good. Dragons are super good in this game. If you don't know, grabbing dragons as much as you can gives you a late game insurance policy, which is very, very good. Because Galio, he doesn't drop off late game. He's just not very... he just doesn't do a lot of damage. So if you're going to pick Galio, you want to try and make sure that you have damage on your team. Because he lacks a little bit of damage. Compared to other mid laners, that is. But that's the Justice Punch. You want to be careful. Like, if you're trying to use it to escape, sometimes you notice when you start playing Galio, if you try and use it to escape, someone can just kind of stand in front of you. And you just immediately knock them up, and you just get... So there's the E there. So knock him up. We then stun. Sorry, we then taunt. We then Q. Trying to get that last auto attack. No, unfortunately, we can't get it. But we are bullying this brand excellently. Like if you're playing one of these roaming mid laners, doing this where I kind of stay mid lane, like after the waves cleared is a little bit poor, you should at least back out of vision so they don't know where you are. So then the enemy bot lane panics and whatever. It's just a small thing when you're playing Galio. So that's the E. Very, very straightforward. It does damage, obviously. It scales a lot with AP. It has a massive AP scaling ratio. So the more AP you buy, ability power that is, the more damage it does. You can also use it to clear minions quickly. So you can use your Q, E, Proto Belt and just completely wipe waves to, again, get that roam going. So the brand there uses a Zhonya's or a stopwatch. We Proto Belt. Fortunately, we get grabbed by the set. That we taunt him. Alright, so he's been... Oh, that Blitzcrank hook was mental. Fortunately, we're going to have to get back out of here. So, Mordekaiser did manage to get a kill when he 1v1'd. He's going to pull in. Blitzcrank's going to ult him. So we're just trying to stay on the skirt, like the outskirts, because we're pretty low. Wait for the Kayn to come in. The Kayn comes in. We can start putting pressure on the back line. Get a nice ultimate in. Do we get a double knock-up? We do. We secure the kill, get the taunt on the Urgot. So, very simple, like... And then we Zhonya's to make sure we can't die to the Urgot with his ultimate, because it's his ultimate, that execute thing, right? Very clean there. So, the last ability we're going to explain, it was right there. It's called Hero's Entrance. Basically, it's a massively ranged ultimate. And it's Galio's, his iconic ability. It's super good bread and butter ability. You select an enemy, a champion on your team, and... You go into the air and then you dive onto that area, and you've seen me use it a couple of times. I used it there and I get a double knock up, and then you knock up everyone in the air. It's amazing. It's such a great ability. The channel takes a little bit of time, so the zone appears to the enemy team, so they have a little bit of time to get out of there. But yeah, it's super amazing. It gives a shield to the ally that you use it on, which is another thing that it's good for. It just gives them a bit of survivability to allow you to get there and help out. But yeah, that's about it. That's the ultimate. Make sure I'm following myself there. So yeah, there's the description. I would have put the description on the screen as well. So yeah, it grants all allies the Shield of Durant's magic shield. So that magic shield that you see, that purple shield I got, it gives everyone in that area, allied champions, that shield. So the magic resist shield. So it's super good against burst, like AoE, magic damage dealing teams, because you can just give a massive magic damage shield for your whole team. Obviously, you do that big knock up, and it does actually a lot of damage. So I actually sniped that kill with that ultimate in that last use of my ultimate. So that's it, guys. That's all his abilities. Very, very straightforward. I'll quickly go over them. The passive is that auto attack smash on the ground. The Q are those winds walls, and it's usually good for clearing waves. There it is there. Just used it. And poking. Fantastic for that. The W is your taunt. So you hold it down, and you get that area around you. And then when you let go, it taunts everyone around you. It gives you a shield. The passive gives you that magic damage shield you see there. The E, the Justice Punch, you use it. It's like a gap closer dive. And then if you hit anyone with it, you knock them into the air. See if I use the E. I should use the E here so I can give you an example. It's really good for peeling as well. So see, right now I'm trying to peel my AD carry, so I could use it on the Urgot to knock him up to peel him away from AD carry, or you can use it like that as an escape tool, which is excellent. So we use our Q there. So that's E, and then obviously the ultimate, the heroic entrance. I'll probably have another example. When I'm using it, I'll point it out to you so you can have a really good understanding of what it does. It's super. It's one of the best abilities in the game, to be honest. If you use it correctly and the enemy team can't get out of the zone, it's absolutely, like, honestly, it's disgusting. Imagine a Malphite ult. Oh, we just can't quite catch him, unfortunately. Imagine a Malphite ult, but a bigger radius. And it's global, so you can kind of use it. Like, global means the range of the ability is massive. It's hard to show you in the replay, but the range of this ultimate is so big. You can start roaming bot lane and get to this bush and then use it. It depends on what level it is, how big the range is. Actually, it might be fixed. It might be a fixed radius. No. It does increase when you level it up. So here's the heroic entrance. Bang! So there you go. There, massive AOE. Give a shield to Mordekaiser as well. And it just sets up so much for your team. Mordekaiser unfortunately gets pulled under the tower here. Beautiful. Nice. Again, Zhonya's. So the Zhonya's is the next item you buy after the Proto Belt. Simply because all the tankiness it gives you. And the enemy team's going to surrender there. So the Zhonya's is also really good, obviously, because of the active item. But that's it, guys. Galio is super simple. Short video. Short and sweet. Galio is a very simple champion to play. I highly recommend you pick him up. Please leave a comment in the comment section about what we could have done better in this game. Bit of a stomp game. The enemy team surrendered early. But that's Galio, guys. He's one of those champions where you kind of... You don't play to win mid lane. You play to win the map. And you get dragons. You frustrate the enemy bot lane. Easiest way to win a game is to frustrate the enemy bot lane. You get them behind, it's all over. Because now, if you get yourself ahead by getting them behind, you get 3 teammates ahead. And you put 2 of them behind, right? So it's like a double value. Plus, because you can roam with your ultimate, get the double knock up, it's easy to CC both of them. And then when they're in the air with your ultimate, we'll quickly go over a combo. You can ultimate in. And then once they're in the air, you can start charging up your W. So they're CC'd, they're in the air, they can't do anything. When they land, you immediately taunt them by letting go of your W that you've been charging up. And then you can knock up anyone who's still surviving if they are alive, which is probably unlikely because your team there is smashing them. So yeah, guys, leave a comment, leave a like, hit the subscribe button. We are going to be going through every other champion in the game, obviously. Gangplank coming up next. Tricky champion, very, very different. And Season 11 is upon us. So what's going to happen is I'm going to continue to make these videos through Season 11. Obviously, we're just going to be focusing on the champion's abilities and the build on that current patch. Obviously, build and runes change. But we should keep going and keep an eye out. We'll probably do some pre-season fun live games of just champions, just trying out new builds and that. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Remember to slap the like button. And remember, at the end of the day, it's nighttime. Take it easy.